Welcome everyone. As you guys can see, welcome to the podcast Anak Bangsa. Today we're going to have a relaxed conversation about a phenomenon that's very close to the Gen Z. It's called FOMO. It's called FOMO or fear of missing out, which is strongly related to the running trend right now that becoming more widely talked about everywhere. Here with me, three friends who have each interesting experience about this topic. Alright, before we get into this topic, who do we have here?
Hello, I'm Dimitri. I'm a comedy consultant, and honestly, I'm the type of person who thinks too much. Sometimes anxiety arises just because of ordinary things. I'm also not the most active in sport, but lately I've started trying to join the running trend.
Okay, next.
Hello everyone, I'm Max. I've always liked futsal, gym, running, and anything. But recently, I realized that sometimes I exercise not because I want to, but because I'm afraid of being left out.
Okay, that's very relatable. The last one.
Hello, my name is Raka. I love chill, but I am actually super easy to get a FOMO. When my friend posts at 5 a.m. to run, well, I'm still waking up at noon. It feels like my life is falling apart.
Okay, I'll start with the basic question. When you guys remember when the running trend hype up within your cycle, and when did you first notice?
I start to notice when my Instagram feed was filled with people running in culture outfit. So running isn't just a sport, but it's a lifestyle.
I've known about running for a long time, but the moment I realized everyone is running was when all these fun runs even started popping up and blowing up on social media.
I found from FYP TikTok, everyone running well to make a aesthetic video.
So, what made you guys join the trend? Was it really from yourself or just following the trend?
At first, 100% FOMO. I feel like behind because all my friends look so productive, especially those who run in the morning. I thought, why can't I be like them? So I start running, even though sometimes I got anxious before even starting.
The feeling made, the anxiety made feeling like you guys not good as them.
Yeah, I was afraid my pace would be bad. Afraid I looked so unskilled, even though I should have taken it easy.
So, what about you, Max? You said you always like sport, right?
True, but there was a phase where I ran not because I wanted to, but because the people around me were doing it. If I didn't join, I felt less connected. There's also that fear of missing out on the update in my circle.
And how about you?
I'm more of the if everyone else can do it, what can I? Type and some work, and if I did upload my running result on my social media, like what the point of the validation? But yeah, this is for
Okay, that's really interesting because your story actually matches a lot of the point I've read in some trending articles. For example, FOMO, about missing out on something, then about Gen Z, living in a fast-paced world, easily influenced by constant, information and feeling that they always need to follow any trend, any trend in the world. And you all mentioned that feeling left behind if you don't join the running trend, right? So exercising is for validation, and using running as an escape to reduce anxiety. This aligns perfectly with the idea that running today isn't just sport. It has become a place to search for mental stability, while also shaping one image on social media. So for the three of you guys, now that you've gone through all of that, does running feel more like personal need or just social pressure?
For me, running is now starting to become a necessity, but slowly the journey together is very long because I start from completion.
Same, I'm starting to be able to tell the difference between exercise for myself and exercise to impress any others.
Hmm. I'm still confused, but at least now I realize that meaning should make life calm and yeah, not stressful.
I'm totally agree. So basically, Gen Z is under a lot of pressure from social media, from their circle, and from themselves. You know, running can be a healthy outlet for anxiety, but it can be also new source of stress if you're just going along for the ride. Thank you for this guy for coming and in my podcast Anak Bangsa, and see you the next episode.